All right, Blue, we should be live right now, my brother.
Yes, indeed, family. Peace, love, and light.
We should be live right now. Peace to the family. YouTube done changed up our live stream, so let me make sure I got this right. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, we live.
All right, yeah. So what's good, family? Let me while the family comes to the chat room and everything. Let me give a shout out as usual to some amazing businesses that I think all of you should be supporting at this time.
Indeed.
All right. First and foremost, Spiritually Lit color changing chakra candles. Y'all go to spirituallylitportal.com. This brother got some amazing candles that can really help you get in touch with your inner G. All right, family. So make sure you go to that website. Shout out to Crystal Corner. BigCartel.com. They got the ancestor money, and they sent me some too. I meant to show it to y'all. I got it upstairs, but they got the ancestor money. They do readings. They got Reiki as well as EMF blocker technology. So make sure y'all go to their website if you're interested in that. Of course, my brother King Simon, one of the best when it comes to numerology. Make sure you call a brother if you want some information dealing with numerology, relationships, your health, jobs, you know, whatever it may be, business, whatever it may be. Make sure you contact King Simon. Also, shout out to Riverside Tai Chi. If anybody has problems with their joints, this is the brother you want to contact. All right. Magic Money. If anybody wants some spiritual techniques to attract money in a hurry, and you are tired of the weight gain, this is the book to get. It's an ebook. I got it. It's a very hard or out of print to find ebook. I got it available though. You can hit up my Cash App, $BlackMagic363. The fee is $10. Make sure you leave your email. And the book is absolutely amazing. People are definitely enjoying it. I'm gonna share some testimonials with y'all soon because the book is definitely working wonders all over the world. And of course, shout out to Copper Mike at iSkateNY on Instagram. He got the best crystals and the best hats in the game. If you want to wear high frequency clothing and you want to represent that God frequency, make sure you get in contact with this brother and get one of these crowns. That being said, my brother Blue+Pill, we back, man. I told him, oh, you know what I forgot? Damn, Blue, I forgot the most important thing, Blue, before we get started. Yeah, let me see how the family looking. Let me see how the family look. Okay, the family's still filling in the chat, all right. Definitely, this is what it's all about right here. My brother, I tell you, Blue's gonna be here every week, family. We getting ready for the 7-day Kundalini Virtue Workshop starting September 11th to September 17th at 11:11 p.m. Eastern Time. Every night for 44 minutes, we will go live and we will do a chakra meditation hosted by the brother Blue+Pill. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. And besides that, we have instructional videos from Brother Panic, Dr. Phil Valentine, Billy Carson, Brother Panic's queen, Sister Khadijah is, I think, is going to contribute as well. I got to contact the sister, but it's going to be a lot of information, instructional videos. Blue+Pill's going in with the breathing, with the meditation. It's going to be. I'm proud. You know what I was telling the family earlier, Blue? I did a live.
I saw it.
Yeah, I started out the year with Keys to Inner Space, so I've been real inner this year. I've been really going inside my inner world this year, and I discovered how huge and humongous it was and how infinite it was. And I just wanted to dedicate this whole world to that quantum realm. And I did the Imagination workshop with Billy Carson. That was amazing. And I'm just real happy for this that we're about to do, my brother. I'm real happy for this.
Brother, not only is this an amazing feat, right? Because it's an offering to the world, but it's also a demonstration, like you said, of what you've already been doing. So you're sharing your walk with the people to help prepare them for what is probably considered the longest walk or the longest winter ever. You feel me?
Indeed.
This is going to be the coldest winter ever, coming out of the hottest summer ever. And we are in the hottest month. So it is incumbent upon us that we are able to share these tools with people to do the inner work, because right now, especially under the energy of this moon that we're in, on this day that we are broadcasting, it is a cosmic reminder to the people that we are under some serious Martian energy on the day that we are broadcasting. In particular, this is Tuesday. It's a Mars day. Hence the fact that I have on red, right? Mm-hmm. Hence the fact that you have a red hat on, right? It's a Mars day. It's rife with Mars energy, but Mars is home in Aries right now. So this is a cosmic story that's playing itself out about war and rumors of war. Right?
Right.
Rest in peace to the young brother in Chi-Town. You have to understand that Chicago is on the 37-degree parallel line, which ties it directly to Iraq. Hence the fact that it is not only called Chirac, it aligns perfectly with Iraq, as well as Turkey, Iran, and Lebanon, or Beirut itself, is on the 33-degree parallel line, running diagonally with Giza and Atlanta. You understand? So there's going to be all of these interesting occurrences that we see, the fluctuations. When you look at or you think about longitude and latitude lines, think about guitar strings and the strumming of these particular strings, or the frequency that is enacted when these grids come alive with these mass ceremonial rituals like this, right? Then you're going to see the fluctuation of the strumming of those strings in other parts of the planet that connect to that parallel line. So it's going to be
that was a great analogy. Guitar in Chicago, and that was a great analogy.
Yes, indeed. So rest in peace to the brother that lost his life in the streets of Chirac. You know, I think it would be fair to say that we know that the streets is about to turn up, right? In the city that's already turned, that they have in the scope or the crosshairs of Trump saying, I'm sending federal troops, right, to quell the energy of that particular uprising of them streets. So these are some very interesting times that we're in. So inner work, right, having a regimen, having a discipline, being able to find peace in the midst of chaos, right? That's going to be integral to whoever wants to take that long walk. Other people are just going to opt out and check up out of here, right? For some people, like you said, that's what they signed up for. But for the people who sign up for the long walk, you're going to have to do breath work, because it's going to require a lot of breath work.
Indeed.
Right? Being able to center yourself. So I think that, you know, you chose the right demonstration during the right time to bring this to the people, because they're going to need it for sure.
Listen, Blue, man, when I mentioned Beyonce, man, I mean, you get so many different emotions from people, man, from Illuminati, Satan, she's on Jeff Epstein flight log.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many emotions generated when you mention this woman's name. Very interesting, Blue.
You know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, just to let you know, I just seen Black is King last night, because you was telling me, you and Red was telling me about it. I just seen it last night. The visuals, if I put away my biased opinion on her, the visuals alone was, I mean, absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
Aspect. So we'll start out like that. What was you going to say, Blue? Because there's a couple of things I want to talk to you about.
No, I mean, if nothing else, like you said, the artistry of the visuals. At the end of the day, what we're going to talk about and what we're always talking about is light, right? And light comes in different variants and frequencies. You feel me? So when we're looking at audio visuals, when we're looking at visuals and the component that comes packaged in an audio visual presentation, that particular light that we are seeing is one in which was arranged very beautifully. You know what I mean? And that story, the way that it is captured by the subconscious and refracted from the back of the box, you know what I'm saying, on the back of your mind or your brain for that matter, to kick back a picture. I mean, it was just a beautiful demonstration. There was such a wonderful cacophony of colors in that, in particular, red and blue, right?
Oh, I seen that.
It was
I seen the red
all
and blue.
throughout the presentation. It was specific symbolism dealing with the red and blue, in particular, the two brothers fighting, right? But you know, there's other colors that she had that was definitely prominently popping. You know, she very much ritualized that root energy very heavily. And it really was a story of the chakras. It was going from the red, from the root, to the purple, right?
Yes.
Of which that character was introduced at the 44-second mark on the trailer.
Y'all know Blue caught that.
Oh yeah, you know, it was a red and blue purple like Prince. If red and blue purple like Prince was a movie, is Black is King. You feel me?
Wow.
With her pillar symbolism, her twin symbolism, right? The blue man, which was the blue guide. You know what I'm saying? The inauguration of Blue Ivy as the progenitor. You know what I'm saying? To that bloodline, to that legacy.
Right.
It was a beautiful rendition of a modern mythos told by somebody who embodies the mythos, right? So she was able to body the mythos because she embodies the mythos. You understand? We did the program right here on Black Magic 363. And what did we title the program?
Which one? Because we done did a
when we spoke about Black is King, when we did our preview to it based on the trailer, how did we title that particular program?
What was something about the mythos? What was it called?
The Moses mythos.
Right.
Right. I was able, through observation, of knowing exactly what it is that she was attempting to do by giving us our mythos, right? Because I just got finished reading Dog Star Hip Hop. Shout out to A.A. Rashid. Y'all DM him for that book. You know what I'm saying? It's a mandatory that you have that piece of literature. Dog Star Hip Hop, Volume 1 through 4. But in particular, the first one, it explains the necessity for quote unquote Black male psychology, young Black male psychology, right? The boys, the sons, to have a mythos, right? That makes them feel 800 feet. That walks them through the ceremonial ritual of the hero's journey, right? Without seeing it through the eyes of someone who doesn't necessarily look like them, whose eyes are frosty. In my generation, it was Superman. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you have to go on. That's your hero. That's goals. That's what you look up to, right? That's the savior. That's when you have to reach in the dark crevices of your mind to bring something forth to help you go forward. That's the importance of a mythos to the subconscious. It trains the subconscious. We are all going to go through our own personal rendition of this story that is a never-ending story. So her ability to give something to the people that was missing for the longest, which was their own mythos, and then tie it in, right? Through symbolism, through archetypes, through motifs, and especially through timing, to bridge both continents at a time, like I said, when we're going through this corona rising of coming out of 400 years, and you go back to go forward to Sankofa, So you come out of your bondage, the question is asked from the door, from the gate. Who are you? Right? Do you know who you are? It's this recurring conflict, this identity conflict that we literally have as a people, right? That this is not just a mythos or a story. This is really our lives as a people. Okay, you coming out of bondage. You know what I'm saying? Your tongue, your history, your name, everything has been stripped from you, right? So who are you? What's your trajectory? Where do you expect to go? And you can't properly measure or track that if you can't look back and say, this is from whence I come, right? If I did this in my past, I'm able to do this in my future 10 times better. You don't have no backboards to bounce anything off of. So she gives a mythological people a mythos,
yeah,
of the king.
and shout out to the sister Sci-Fi in the chat, the moderator Sci-Fi. Everybody give Sci-Fi a shout out.
Yes.
Just reminded the chat. They actually notified Serious Times. That's the sister. I don't know her name, but she got the largest archive of Bobby Hemmett videos. So Beyonce staff actually notified them and used the clip from I think it was Brother Shabazz video.
Brother Shabaz's
Esoteric
Underground Railroad production. Shout out to Shabazz. Shout out to Black Dot.
Eye opener.
Price. Yes, Eye Opener Productions, right? The Metaphysical Underground, of which, like I always say, I'm the silent beetle. You know what I'm saying? I made those. I was there for that particular inaugural conversation when we said, okay, we can put our particular forces together and create a platform to bring in Valentine and Bobby Hemmett, and ultimately, you know, Delbert Blair, and the rest is history. So out of that creates the spawning of a platform which will create a lecture series which would encapsulate the knowledge and the information of a brother named Roswell, who later Beyonce would come across this information and gravitate to it in a way in which she wanted to use the brother's words to navigate this mythos, right? But with him giving real-time information about now who you are. So it's a beautiful way to mix fantasy and reality and juxtapose both dimensions and leave it up to you to find your way home. But you're given a map. You're given a trajectory. Right? You're tied into a time-honored tradition or mythos of which our people, who we say is the ones that's deaf, dumb, blind, shit, they reading about Moses, they reading the book, but did they ever see themselves casted as that character? Right? Only in the imagination. So why they up in arms? Because now she gives them a visual to that fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh, because she got on horns. You can't have it both ways. Hey. They just want her to be one way. So everybody that wants to lay claim to this person's body, right? Because the African sisters are saying, oh, that's a false depiction of Africa. Because you know what? They like, look, Africa now got Louis Vuittons, Remy's in their hair, with freakum dresses on. They like, bitch, get back on your high heels and give us what you've been giving us, because you were the one who conformed this new Africa to be the cosmopolitan Africa that you see now, that when you go there in some of them cities, you like, oh shit, like, you think that you back in the States, right? And them sisters is beautiful, by the way. But it's like you are able to see the Western influence over there because it almost took over. At least in a lot of depictions that I see, you know what I'm saying? And that's not, of course, that's not unilaterally across the board. She's an artist, y'all, at the end of the day, right? And she's an artist who plays with the refraction of light. The dark the dark light and what y'all call, you know what I'm saying, that pearly white light, you know what I'm saying, when she was in her, you know, innocent Christian phase. She's been criticized her entire career. She can't find a home, right? So who am I to say that this person has not come across some information and experienced transformation like everybody else on the planet is subject to experience by what? Being recipients of this particular refraction of light. In particular, the light that we are now being shown upon from galactic center, the darkest light, from the darkest center. But for some people, this is their cosmic awakening. There's different things that they're seeing, there's different things that they're hearing, there's different things that they're experiencing, and they're saying, I'm waking up in this.
Let's Blue, let's get into what scares everybody about the imagery. And you know, it's funny, me and you, we talked some of the things that people are questioning. We talked about it last video, and just what a lot of people look at as scary. A lot of this stuff scares people. Like I told you, when I was young, I thought I seen a monster and it scared me because I was indoctrinated that that's a monster. So when you see Beyonce turn around, she got the horns and she got and the way she looks in her eyes, you like, oh shit, that's demonic. So talk to me about, and even the whole aspect of Freemasonry that scares people to death. Like, oh shit, she's so-and-so's a Freemason. Then the chessboard, the brothers was dressed up as, you know how George, it's funny. Somebody told me the brothers was dressed up as George Washington when they had the wigs on. But when George Washington had on the wig, he was dressed up like the Sphinx.
Right.
So like the Commissions. But talk to me about what scares people. The esoteric aspect scares people to death, Blue. The horns, the goats, the
I mean, again, because we live in a puritanical, anglicized, Christianized world, we have been taught to fear the darkness. We have been taught that, you know what I'm saying, only things that are within the light are things that are acceptable and respectable. But even things that are underneath the light, we still can't see it for what it is. You have to go into the darkness to actually see, right? But, you know, nobody has, or in this particular society, the way that people are orientated and indoctrinated, they're not given a compass, you know what I'm saying, that's going to actually help them move around the darkness. Now, some of us have to find it on our own, and that's our hero's journey. You know what I mean? But other people that are sheltered from that particular reality and given a falsified reality, they're still caught up in what they caught up in. And it's one hell of an indoctrination. But it only speaks to a fragmented aspect of what light represents. They're not giving them the full spectrum. And often, again, that is something that you are either ritualized and brought into through ceremony, right? Or you're forced into it, or you just, you know what I'm saying, you end up in it. But a lot of people, especially in this particular generation, they haven't experienced that. And they've been given this falsified concept of, you know, what reality is. But imagine you don't have no history, you don't have no backdrop, no backboard to bounce any of this information off. The only thing you know is what you've been taught. And you've been taught Christianity your whole life. And in Christianity, horns is evil other than on Halloween. Because I swear, these niggas be dressing their babies up and they got horns in them little niggas. And shit, shorty come in with 30 tons of chocolate, right? Think about it. Nobody ever really takes the opportunity on the day to dress up however you choose. They don't dress them babies up as angels. And even if they angels, they got like a tail or something coming out from them. Or they're a girl, right? Only girls get the angel dress ups, right? They never put the little boys as, you know what I'm saying, angel servants and shit like that. So people express what's really in their darkest crevices because that's what Halloween represents. But, you know, if there's no, once again, if there's no system, if there is no rites of passage, which normally would do what? They would send the young the young boys into the wild, right? Into the darkness. And they be like, you got to make it back. You feel me? And then they have to deal with that. They're forced into that particular lesson, that indoctrination of overcoming the fear of the unknown, right? So when they are able to falsify the reality of what death actually represents and cause people to be fearful of death, that automatically is going to translate into fear of the dark or the unknown. So it goes hand in hand. That's called light code lockdown. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to die, right? That's supposed to be sweet. You're supposed to, shit, I can't wait to taste death. I know where I'm going. I'm confident. People still scared to death. They done live their entire life, quote unquote, righteous. And they the ones that, inching their way into the fucking grave, right?
You know, it's funny you say that, Blue. Well, go ahead. I'll talk about it after. Go ahead, Blue.
Yeah. So again, it translates to the subconscious. What she does is she brings out people's subconscious insecurities. The people that are raging mad at her, they are responding to these badges of trauma and drama that the church represents for them. And if it's not the church, that horns and African spirituality represents, that the occult metaphysics represents. You feel me? Yet people, like something inside of them, they still kind of want to know. There's an intrigue factor involved in that. You dig what I'm saying? And ever since she's been planting seeds in her career, as of recently, for the 5 or 6, 7 years, this probably adds to your uptick of people doing more research in African spirituality. You know what I'm saying? This uptick of melanated women is getting into bruja and witchery and things of that nature. Like, who accounts for the audience, the millions of people that this sister speaks to and is responsible to, if the people who know the information is not reaching them, right? But steady in judgment, saying what these niggas do and don't know, how dumb they are, how late they are, how behind they are, how much of a distraction they are, how much they holding us back, how much they embarrassing us, how much da-da-da. She was a savage 2 weeks ago.
Yo, Blue, what can you tell me?
Hold on. Let's put this in perspective. She was a savage a few weeks ago, and the shit went #1. And people was okay with that. And her fucking Christian audience was shaking their ass like it was no tomorrow under quarantine.
Under quarantine, woo!
With their freaking dresses on their OnlyFans, turning it up, right? That probably got some of them Bentleys. But all of a sudden, the horns is unacceptable. Again, if you could detach a person from their entire their history, the historical catalog of what these motifs represent, right? Because she, once again, is embellishing the caricature of Heru, of Hathor, right? She is embodying the mythos of the mother. And she's given every symbol and motif personification possible. She is the Virgo, right? She's the woman. She could be the mother and she could be the harlot. She's the woman. Get out your feelings. Right?
Blue, man, why Bobby said this gonna bug a lot of people out who may be new listeners. And because of the title of our video, we may have listeners that typically don't watch our deeper programs. But
right.
Brother Bobby said, bitch used to be a good term. You know how brothers say nigga used to be good term and it used to be nigga and they flipped it? Bobby Hemmett said they flipped bitch and that it's related to witch and that the witches was running shit. Talk to me about the term bitch and the history of witches, because we always hear about them getting burnt at the stakes. What the hell was the witches doing? Why were they getting burnt? If they were getting burnt, and what's up with this term bitch that got reversed?
I mean, every dog has his day, pun intended, right? So there was once a time, right, when all of these particular, well, not all of the terms, but that term in particular had more of a dignified personification. Like I always say, if we're looking at the great mother, and the great mother's a female dog, right? Then there must be some aspect of divine victory somewhere in the cosmos. You know what I'm saying? Like, shorties be like, I'm the queen, bitch.
Mm.
Right? I'm a 5-star bad bitch. So they would say, oh, that's the lowest denominator of our women. But I'd be like, yo, them is the ones in the trenches getting shit done, though. You know what I'm saying? And really, yeah, upholding and birthing worlds and nurturing them. And once again, the part of the litter that you long forgotten about. You know what I'm saying? But they don't die, they multiply like a litter. You dig what I'm saying? Those are the most resilient, right? So there's an aspect to it. Like I said, we live in a very demiurgic world right now. So the light that we are seeing refracted, this shit is fucked up. It's in all different type of prisms. It's not that pure light. You're not going to get none of that right now. You can only read about it in books, right? We are in the Kali Yuga, my nigga, and they're looking for fucking, you know what I'm saying, sanctity and piety, and it's like, yo, that's going to be the exception and not the rule until something changes. Doesn't mean that it can't exist, but for the most part, you know, there's an energy on this planet that is kind of you know, like Bobby Hemmett would say, it's more dark than it is light, but there's power and there's strength in that. Just like if we would shake the curse that has been put on us about identifying Black as death and death being a bad thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's power in death.
Yo, man.
If you embrace it and conquer it, then you're going to be more powerful than somebody that's scary and fearful of it. It's the inevitable in its transformation, right? And you build up to it to become something new, to become something greater.
Blue, I know high-level teachers that were scared to come on my channel because the name is called Black Magic. Spiritual teachers, not the average. Spiritual teachers, when they hear my channel name is Black Magic, it kind of throws them off. They're like, well, you know, they don't say it, but they're like, oh, Black Magic? They're like, oh, well, okay, you know, some of them get thrown. And this is brothers, you know what I'm saying, that gets thrown off by the name. So this shit is deep, and they're supposed to be the advanced brothers that get thrown off by just term Black Magic, Blue Pill.
So again, you know, her depiction even actually shows you the ascension protocol, right? Of the entire cycle, right? Coming in, you know, being ordained as king, going through the journey, going through the trials, going through the tribulations, going through the triumphs, you know what I'm saying? Going back to the ancestors, triumphant, you know, coming in on a comet, but you leaving a constellation.
That was deep. That was deep.
You feel me?
That was powerful.
Coming in as a comet, but you leaving amongst the constellations. Like, this is the promise of this life, y'all. It's a beautiful story, minus anything that you see in it that you might not agree with. You feel me? And Disney is the perfect place for it because that is the source code for the Princess program, right? That's the source code for the Princess program. But now she gave you something.
Program.
Huh?
No, I said in the monster program, but go ahead.
In the monster program, of course. But now you have a counterbalance where you got the young God program in it. You got the young prince, you got the king. Ultimately, of course, the queen, because she is the throne, right? The perfect balance. Like I said, for it to even come out in Leo right now, you know, the story of Leo, he's on the cross. It's the sun, right? And on both sides of that cross, it's not two thieves, right? It's the mother and it's the woman, it's the wife. And they both trying to steal his time. And he got to find a balance. That's the only way that he can be king.
Mm.
And what is his kingdom? It comprises his wiz and his children initially, right? And then it extends out to other things or what have you, externalized from that initial nucleus that he has to hold down and represent as a king. So let's go through some of the slides if we can. I do have some things that we can pull up and get specific.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's go. While Blue Pill gets that together, real quick announcement for those who have signed up for the fast with me and KT, the Arch Degree, it will start August 24th. I just talked to the brother, it will start August 24th. I will have him on the show next week and we will make an announcement. We'll have a show and we'll make an announcement next week. Everybody who has been, who cash at me, I got the funds, it's secure, don't worry. I will let everybody know further information next week once we make the announcement. So just stay tuned, but it will start August 24th, family. All right.
Yes, indeed.
You ready, Blue?
Yeah. Shout out to KT, the Arch Degree. And once again, everything that he does to talk about light, you know, he's light specific.
Yo, Blue, so, real quick before you get into the side, one thing that was interesting, Beyonce said in the movie, she was, I think this is when she had the baby in her arms, and she was talking about the divine architect, and she was talking about the divine architect being the predecessor of light. So the whole movie's about blackness. She talks about how blackness is being the divine architect, and it being the predecessor of light. This is something we don't hear in a lot of spiritual communities. This is why I just want to keep hammering that home. Like this blackness, it comes before the light. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Predecessor, as they said, of light.
Comes before the light, bro. That's what I'm trying to talk to you about. Like,
okay, my brother.
The darkness, man. Dark matter timing.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Witchcraft, dark matter, and ancient African spirituality. I'm talking about.
Yo, Blue, so why you continue to get that together? What is it about the blacks in America that picked up on all this esoteric knowledge? Like we completely got fucked over in this, whatever you want to call it, transatlantic slave trade, lost pretty much everything, as the scholars say. But for whatever reason, we're so attracted to, oh, I'm an ancient Egyptian. Oh, I'm esoteric. Oh, no. Like the Bobby Hemmets, the Delbert Blairs, what is it about here in America, the blacks that are over here that, the Africans is like, what the fuck is y'all niggas on? Like, that ain't, like you just said, that ain't us. We ain't into that shit. We into this here right here. But why did this shit go down in the West here in America, Blue? Even Garvey had to come over here because they wasn't fucking with him in Jamaica. So he had to come over here or whatever he was doing.
Right. So you're asking why specifically melanated people in the West?
In the Western Hemisphere, America, the blacks in America, whatever term. We have so many terms and names that I don't know what to use. But the black, the people who have this experience in America, we gravitated toward, I'm ancient Kemite. I remember I was talking to your business partner, 19 Keys. He said he went to Africa, and the Africans said they learned how to be African from the African Americans.
That's right.
That's some deep shit, Blue.
Nah, they told me that
how to be African from the African Americans, and this is from my brother
3 times in the UK. Before they told them that in Africa, they told it to us, and I was with them in the UK. Thank you. You guys showed us how to be African in Africa.
So once again, what the fuck is it about the blacks in America that we gravitated toward all this esoteric ancient information?
Oh, I mean, because it is us. You know what I'm saying? It is us. If you look at the trajectory, even if you look at the trajectory of the West African, in the migration of the West African, how they say that they got run out of Kemet and run into Mali, you know what I'm saying? And they went into the foothills. And then, you know, when you understand the journeys that the West Africans from Mali, initially they came over to the Americas and set up the civilizations in South and Central America, right? Before they encountered themselves in Mississippi Point and these other places throughout of Mexico, when this was the empire, we talking even before, quote unquote, slaves touched these shores. So we had already been here, you know, resonating on this particular grid. We are the same people that are fractured throughout time and history that set up all of these different places. We're looking at ourselves in pieces. And because we are the greatest Masonic secret, we are Hiram Abiff, you know, in this shallow grave, we embody all of those mythos, right? They all unify in us in this quote unquote new being, this over here, right? A nigga. There's no niggas in antiquity, my nigga, right? This is a new creation, right? God without his mind. That's a nigga. Feel me? God without a memory. You're gonna do some miraculous things, my nigga. Almost godlike. But the intent and the focus is never there without you actually having knowledge yourself. So the 5%ers, remember how effective they were, how dangerous they were to this particular matrix. And then they amplified it with the music and they really became a threat. And that shit had to become taken over and co-opted by CIA operatives to stop the rise of the gods, or that resonant frequency, or this conversation, as the world can see. Look at this week alone. Look at all of the subliminal attacks that they have unmasked or uncovered or unearthed, or they playing their hands and showing you to the progenitors of consciousness and showing you how much of a threat that shit was. And they telling you, yo, Stokely Carmichael almost had us fucked over.
Oh my God. Did you hear Bill Clinton?
Yeah.
Oh man. Damn.
Right?
Did you
Roland
hear
Martin talking about Khalid today?
Did you hear Roland Martin?
Yeah, I'm hearing all this BS. You feel me? So the threat has always been consciousness, the bridge, right? It can bring these people who you say are 85%ers, dumb, deaf, and blind, at least put the information in front of them, and it's on the interpreters and the decoders to decode, right? You don't put a mythos out and then give interpretation. That's not how art works. Art is to be consumed, interpreted, curated, discussed, right? As we're doing now, we're giving it context. You feel me? We're allowed to do this, y'all. We're not wasting time, and this is not a distraction. Because there are a million people who saw those optics and might not have the background history to make sense of it all. So in our narrative and in our mythos, we say what? This is the corona rising. Right here in this month, as we sit and talk right now in August, we are in what they say is the hottest month of the hottest year. We are in the corona rising. There's something that is uprising in the people. This moon alone that we're under in Aquarius speaks of a rebellious, a rebel energy. You know what I'm saying? Mars is home in Aries. This speaks about a warrior. This speaks about somebody, in Aquarius speaks about the rebel. So the rebel is somebody who's not going for the doctrine and the plan. Shit, I ain't voting for either one of them jokers. This shit needs to change. I ain't taking nobody's vaccine. You ain't putting nothing in my veins. Right? That's the rebel. Yeah. I don't need to wait on no fucking stimulus check. I'm gonna get out here and feed my family and make a way. I'm gonna build from the ashes of this shit because it's already burnt. I can see it and smell it. I don't need nobody to tell it, right? For those people who know what time it is and already know that black is king, or the more is even more, or, you know, however you want to spin it or flip it. It's an activating principle. It's not a movie on Disney. It's your life. You understand?
I like the turned up Blue. I like the turned up Blue family. All right, come on, Blue. Yeah.
Right. So this energy right now that we're in, this Leo, at a time when Nipsey's trial is going on, at a time when fucking Tekashi is disrespecting the sanctity of our brother's name, right?
Yeah.
When we are moving towards his born day on the 15th, which represents the Heliacal rising of Sirius. That's when this rising of Sirius will take place. As we're moving towards the Lion's Gate of 8-8, but more so 8-6. Shout out to the sister Wise Royalty for pointing out that 15 degrees of Aquarius of Leo is August 6th, which is the actual anniversary date that they dropped the bomb in Hiroshima.
Okay.
Right? So all of these things are taking place. The largest dam in the world, dam equals 44, the largest dam in the world in China, right, has burst. There's dams bursting in, you know, the Ethiopia and Egypt are about to go to war over a dam. There's dams bursting all over the place. All of these particular plagues that we identify in scripture are visible, from the lotus or the locust, should I say, to the pestilence, right? To the frogs, to the hail, you name it. War, rumors of war, right? Everything's on the checklist right now. And I mean, that's no exaggeration. It's something that you can actually open up your browser and see for yourself. They're finding new diseases every day. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, the option that you always have available to you is to align yourself with the victory, right? Because everything's not going to be lost. These are just some tumultuous times that we're heading towards. Some very chaotic times, of which there's going to need to a lot of strategy, planning, and execution is going to definitely be needed. And that's why this particular discipline that we are reinforcing with the 7-day chakra virtual workshop is necessary to bring all of this in balance so you can move properly.
You know, speaking of the 7-day workshop, Blue, one thing that was mentioned that was pretty, interesting in the movie, in the Black Costume, whatever you want to video, I don't know what it's called exactly, but
right.
Beyonce mentioned, what did she say? That our ancestors hold us from within our own bodies.
Yes.
So it's something that when we say this, we mean this literally. We're not saying this figuratively. We mean this literally. Like Bobby would say, they live inside you.
Yeah, like Bobby would always say, your ancestors are inside you.
So this
your ancestors are inside you.
Going within. But go ahead, Blue. What you thought about that? You know, them continuing to reiterate that our ancestors are within inside us.
Bro, like I said, we already decoded that movie when we did the preview. So
these are new. There's new people on here. That's what I said.
Okay, yeah, I'm saying that, you know, she hit it head on. Like, she gave you the step-by-step narrative, and in many ways, she complimented the fact that it was on Disney because she picked up where Black Panther already left off, and both films gave you a very distinct depiction visually of what you have to imagine to get back into your imagination and the power of your imagination. And nobody imagination shame you, like, oh, only children use their imagination. You have to be prepared for the real world. You ain't seen some shit in 2020 that your motherfucking you couldn't imagine this shit. You feel me? So the fiction is stranger than reality these days. You dig what I'm saying? And if you are so hell-bent on Disney, get back all of the Marvel films. Because people is using that as their compass right now. Like, yo, this shit is just like Infinity Wars and Endgame, and right? This is your compass in reality, family, right now is The Simpsons. Okay? Truman Show is fucking movies and cartoons. Stop being so judgmental. Because the shit is on Disney. Right? So again, the importance of visuals, in particular colors that they use in these depictions, right? I said that the color blue and the color red were heavily depicted throughout this visual album / movie, right? I'm definitely going to speak on the blue, right? And I believe even the way that, you know, when they initially opened it up, I think they showed her in red first, and then they showed her in blue when she was with Baby Blue, and she had the blue cloth on her head. But they had a blue-green man that was continuously with them throughout this movie.
The whole movie, right.
Right? So this was an article written about this particular character. It said the blue-green men crop up in different parts of the film, but one man pops up repeatedly. We'll call him the Blue Man from now on. The Blue Man appears in already featuring Ghanaian Shatawale and Major Lazer. We hear Rafiki, a spirit god in The Lion King, encouraging Simba to look inside himself and discover who he really is. The Blue Man is Stephen Ojo, the main dancer. He uses his bursts of energy to create movement. A few people have theorized he is a spirit guide, similar to Rafiki in The Lion King. He appears just like Beyonce throughout the film. In Afam culture, this blue protects against evil spirits and can represent a spirit itself. The color is most similar to haint, which has several layers of meanings. Colors have a lot of meaning in African culture, though this varies by country. For example, black means power, but it means death too. Purple means royalty, luxury, wisdom, and passion. Yellow can mean joy, energy, warmth. Pink can mean femininity. Blue represents love, harmony, togetherness, and peace. Haint blue itself has deeper meaning even beyond the spiritual. There have been breakdowns of what blue means to the enslaved Africans and how they reclaimed it. At first, it was used by the enslaved Africans as a trick to mimic the sky to trick ghosts into passing. But when they were brought to the US, the color, or rather the dye, gained another meaning, you know. And we'll just go through that real quick. The paint was used for the slave quarters ceilings in the US. The color was called haint blue, an African-American vernacular referring to a host, or in hoodoo, a witch-like creature haunting them. But the slave owners used the enslaved people to make the dye, which they used on their own houses, increasing the trade, taking something that was part of their culture. Now, who knew that? You feel me? Niggas just need to calm the fuck down. You done got a whole nother definition of the blue. Perhaps.
Right.
Stepping back a little, while also skipping ahead to look at all the symbols of Beyonce as a mother, right? What did I say? This is the balance of Leo, balancing Cancer, the mother, and Virgo, the woman. And Beyonce personifying both of them by being the throne that you were told to watch that came out on 8/8, right? Watch the Throne came out on 8/8. And who was the throne that both of them men was telling you to watch? Because both of them can't sit on it. There's an indelible entanglement, right, that's going on between her and Kanye. Hence the fact that she even called the shit Black is King. That's after Jesus is king. Yeah, I just got my confirmations.
Hey!
Oh shit. And my Cash App ain't going off, y'all.
Oh God.
On God. On God. Right? Not that white is king. They say black is king. And they took it home. Yeah, can I get an amen?
Amen, brother. Amen.
Beyonce is the mother guiding the young boy who will be king, while the blue man represents the spirit with him, always guiding him. Orpheus. It would make sense giving the source material, i.e. the Lion King, and the link to African culture. The blue man guides the boy through life. We see him age, marry, and join God. Salutations to survivors of the world. The elders are tired. To God we belong. To God we return. As he is lifted up to the light, he represents the diaspora trying to reconnect to their roots in a similar way and guiding them in the same way. Yes, indeed. Oh, yes. $ Blue Pillar 44. Thank you. The gift duality. The very symbol that is on Beyonce's album cover for The Gift is a gold emblem of two lions in a circle. This symbol appears in the film repeatedly. It is similar to the yin-yang symbol, suggesting duality and balance. Beyonce says, the journey is something to offer at the door to the rooms of your mind. This is how we journey far and can always find something like home. The young boy, the king, is seen going on his life journey right through to the afterlife. That is the hero journey, y'all. You got a mythos. You and your feelings. Look, we could write a Moorish one, y'all. We could call it it just got to be on time, right? It has to be cosmically aligned and on time. The young boy, the king, is seen going on his life journey right through to the afterlife. The gift then is the knowledge and wisdom he gains on the journey in the film, guided by the blue man and Beyonce, the mother. God damn, I told y'all, our 44 entanglement, this shit goes beyond a common conversation. We have an intertanglement all the way up into this movie.
Blue, I can imagine what they're going to get on this meditation. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead, man. You killing it.
The circle appears in the film consistently. The blue man is one example as he connects with a woman who has the paint and hair similar to the Hamba women in Namibia and Angola. Of course, this links to the circle of life as referenced in The Lion King, but it also references unity. Beyonce says, history is your future. Yes, one day you will meet yourself back where you started, but stronger.
Yes, sir. That was deep.
That's cloth.
Yeah. Yeah.
This perhaps references the cyclical nature of life. The Yoruba believe that a person contains the souls from their previous lives along with their lessons. This is an idea seen in The Lion King too. I didn't hear you niggas protesting. Doggone people and stars. Shout out to A.A. Rashid, right? How did we know? How did we know that after I finished the live with you doing the Moses motif lecture here on Black Magic, where we decoded this whole shit before it even came out, me and him put together Dark Matter Timing, the Myths Decoded, and it was all based on Dogon, mysteries, Sirius, the Virgo, Moses, Black is King. You feel me? And she go right straight to the Dogon immediately. Did she not? Yes, did she not go right to the Dogon?
Yeah, yeah. That.
Did she not start off with Moses?
Yeah.
And did she not go right into the Dogon right after that? Did she not go into the Dark Matter with the Dogons right after that?
Blue, real quick, did you ever read that book, Black Gods and Kings? She was reading. Did you ever read that? She was reading the book Black Gods and Kings. She showed it real quick. Did you ever read that book?
Yes, she did show it. I did not read it. I will shout out to my homegirl Chantrell. She put it up on IG. I will be ordering it. Yeah. But I've definitely seen it in people's collections.
Okay, okay.
Right. Doggone people and stars. The Doggone people are shown, as well as astronomical references like the boy floating above Earth until an orb of light hits him. The great kings were here long before us, ancient masters of celestial law, Beyonce says. The Dogon are known for their knowledge of the celestial. They are believed to be the tribe who first charted the location of the star Sirius B, which cannot be seen by the naked eye. This was centuries before telescopes were discovered in 1862. Beyonce wears her shining outfit looking like a star in the sky. Interestingly, Beyonce has 3 other women in her glittering bodysuits, right? Then they gave you the 4 fours. They gave you the 4 women in one scene and the 4 in the next. And then the boy came through the pillars, right? Anyway.
Yo, I want to give a quick shout out to in the chat, Shara Star Goddess. I just want to let you know I've seen a couple of your videos. I think Billy Constant or what's the young brother's name I had on my show? I forget his name, but somebody put me onto your channel, and I'm definitely gonna be reaching out to you. So shout out to Shara Star Goddess. Everybody check out her channel. She got some interesting stuff. Shout out my sister. I'm gonna be contacting you soon, Queen.
Yeah, but I've heard nothing but good things about the sister.
Yeah, definitely.
That information is highly heralded amongst the audience to tap in. So shout out to her as well. Right?
Blue, you got them images?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that, man.
Yeah, so this is what most people are asking about, you know, the RBG flag and the Moorish flag, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this particular write-up, this is what they say about it. You know, we see an American flag, but painted red, black, and green. These are colors from the Pan-African flag. The voiceover references the identity struggle American descendants from the enslaved Black people from Africa experienced. He says he doesn't know his native tongue, adding, and if I can't speak myself, I can't think myself. And if I can't think myself, I can't be myself. But if I can't be myself, I will never know me. So, Uncle Sam, tell me this. If I will never know me, how can you?
Woo,
right?
Shit.
Now, that's a deep question, right? Posed, I believe, by our brother Roswell, who is a astronumerologist. I hope I ain't screw that one up. I know he does the astrology. I believe he does numerology, but the brother brings it into a historical context, right? Shout out to brother Roswell. I'm sure that his tapes will be popping up pretty soon, right? So that's a very poignant point that he makes. But as we have demonstrated, you know, on numerous occasions, especially during this last lecture that we did, when they oriented this country in particular to the Sirius constellation, they knew exactly who you are. You feel me? You are the Masonic secret. They do know you better than you know yourself. And there is a date with destiny that you have here on this planet. I mean, in this particular country, hence the fact that it is orientated to your home star, of which that energy is cascading on this particular country on July 4th and being absorbed by these secret societies who understand the refraction of light, starlight in particular, and how to take full benefit of that when we have, you know, we're not even in that classroom, let alone having had mastered that class. We don't even know that the shit is on the syllabus. Feel me?
Thanks.
So, you know, there is a esoteric knowledge base of who you are, and the fact that yes, Black is king, and yes, the Moor is you know, is the emperor, and you know what I'm saying, and you are the god, you know, and all of these things, all of these tricklings that you got to come up with pyrotechnics to convince niggas of, like they want you to do fucking backward inside out flips. I mean, if this was taught so well by the community and it was driven home to such a degree, right, there would be no need to have this argument about, oh, she's falsifying and she's a fucking sit-in and a walk-in host and all of these things. It's like, yo, the image, the template, and the story and the narrative is there. You could take pieces from that and tell your mythos and tell your story and tell our history, right? And you don't have to no longer influence people or convince them that they're supposed to orientate themselves to stellar bodies, right? That's how they tap into their ancestors. She did it for you, my niggas, right? Only thing you got to do is point people in the right fucking directions when all of these cosmic alignments happen that niggas never seem to be telling nobody about until the day the shit is going down. And they be like, yo, this shit was, they've been waiting for this for 500 years. Why we just not hearing about it then? You feel me? Somebody's not doing their job in terms of orientating the people's consciousness towards stellar bodies as a collective with intent and focus on how to get certain shit done. Shout out to the priesthood, because I've seen them do that. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I've seen them do that. So Moses. Early on, we see a small Moses basket. Hey, Blue, Moses was put in the basket.
Blue, you know we're not seeing the images, right? You're aware of that, right?
Nah, I ain't aware of that.
Yeah, we're not seeing the images, brother. We see you. I just realized. Oh.
Nah, I ain't know that, bro. Fuck. I had no idea. Hold on. This might be it.
Put that together once again. Shout out to Urban XTV in the building. They doing big things. Black Dot, Young Malcolm just had the seed, the star seed. Yeah. Shout out to them brothers right there.
Shout out to Urban X. They got a new channel. They got Urban Extras. Make sure y'all go follow that.
I can't forget Black Dot Queen, his queen, who puts in work behind the scenes. So shout out to that whole family. If you ever want to know what a family doing business looks like and they're doing it right, Black Dot, yo, that dude, that's a general right there. He got his family is so general. Shout out to Dot.
He got the whole.
Yeah, you seen it, right, Blue?
Huh?
You seen it. You been in his crib. You seen it, right?
Oh, he got the whole situation situated. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He got a whole studio.
I see it now, Blue. I see the Moses on the screen now. I see it now, Blue.
Early on, we see a small Moses basket. Moses was put in a basket on a river in Egypt to save him when the Pharaoh decreed that the firstborn sons of the Jewish people lives were to be killed. Moses is found by the Pharaoh's daughter according to the Bible and raised as her son. Beyonce is seen delivering the basket as well as picking it up, dressed in all white, later in a lush garden. Moses' story is a thread through Black is King that can't be ignored. Is Beyonce making the point again about remembering where you came from? Moses' story is a perfect example of this. Raised away from his Jewish people and luxury, he takes on the Egyptian riches and is shaken when he is told about his roots. He finally embraces them and frees his people, the famous plagues and parting of the Red Sea. Beyonce picks up the baby from the basket, drawing comparisons to Moses and the different life he was brought up in. Is this calling Black people to look back to their roots? That isn't to say any of this is shown as a judgment. Beyonce showcases the beauty of the African past, traditions, and roots, suggesting perhaps they should be applauded and are something to be proud of, to not forget. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, I didn't hear the Christians piecemealing and picking apart the narrative enough to be like, oh, I identified where, you know, she worked that particular story in. And, you know, I can see how, you know, with her working that particular story in, it at least gives some sort of context to people who can't make that connection. And the importance of making that connection is, like I said, we are coming around the lap of a people who metaphorically have just experienced, the Jubilee year of them coming out of 400 years of servitude. Now, if those are not those people, shit, just last week, they was telling the whole fucking world that we the black Jews, we the black Jews. I don't know what Nick Cannon was talking, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was taking that sentiment and identifying themselves as those people, but then you don't want to take on the blessings and the benefaction that comes with being a free people. And now you got to start putting in the work. And after the whole year, if you're dealing with debt, you know what I'm saying, or debt erasing, fucking Europeans apologizing and kissing your feet and doing the song and dance, whether real or contrived, it's a narrative. It played itself out. It's archived. You can look at it. If you missed a boat, this is on you, right? Heading into your coronation, when the king is crowned, right? And Leo, when the sun is at its most exalted station, his lion's mane is the strongest. Going into the fall and the death of winter, when these people is telling you, we going door to door and we putting fucking needles in your arm, right? That's like going to your door to door looking for the firstborn all over again. You gonna let them do that to your babies?
Right.
These are the Romans. They can't trust themselves. You're gonna trust them with your lives? With everything that they've shown you in 2020, you feel confident to allow these people, right, to come and violate the sanctity of your home and put a needle in your arm and your baby's arm and your lady's arm and your nana. Your dogs even. They're probably on that time. Talking about pets get COVID. Come on now. So, there's a lot of decisions that people have to make right now. And once again, because of the timing of what this represents and the fact that it came out during the weekend of this moon going into Aquarius and Mars being home in Aries, and what that combination means, of the warrior and the rebel, right? Intensified in the month of Leo that deals with the king, that deals with leadership. But these aspects are also squared by Saturn, which is also the Black King, Father Time, who slows things down and restricts them. You feel me? So all of this is taking place externally and internally, right? And something like the Kundalini 7-day workshop is definitely a forum that we can give people the necessary tools so they can get themselves in alignment to make the right decisions and not rash decisions based on misplaced emotions right now. Because that's at an all-time high. Fear and anger is also an aspect of Aries, with Mars and Aries. You know what I'm saying? Which is going to be through the rest of this year. So we're talking about the rest of the months leading up into December 21st, 2020, when it's a major fucking conjunction. This is the one that they was telling y'all about in 2012, a 5,000-year conjunction. When they line up, when these dimensions line up, this dimensionality that we exist in right now. So with all of this taking place, like I said, the lower aspects of Mars is fear and anger. And we're seeing a lot of that. They put out that full-length video on George Floyd the other day. That's the stoke fear and anger.
Bro, well, like, why would they put that? Like, they would never
Come
do
on,
that.
you ain't have that? You just found that?
Like, come on, yo.
You failed to mention that, though, huh?
Crazy. I ain't watching. I ain't watching, Blue.
I ain't watch it either.
I ain't watching that shit.
But, I just want to drive that point home, you know what I'm saying? So people don't get lost in the fact that, oh, y'all up here talking about these celebrities again.
Nah, we done explained that so many times, Blue. I'm tired.
No, I'm just saying, like, because you're talking about personifying things and bringing it home. And I'm like, okay, anybody within the earshot of this sound, of this voice, this is about you, right? This is about cosmic energy that you are underneath right now, right? This is going on inside of you. There's some decisions you're going to have to make.
Blue, real quick, there's a group of people throughout the course of a year, all year long, every month of the year, they're telling everybody, don't pay attention to this. This is a distraction. This is a distraction. For those people, I want to tell you, it is a distraction on your life to continuously tell us that is it a distraction. For whatever reason you are interested in this, you're phony as shit. You want to know about this, you're watching it right now, and after video's done, you're gonna say it's a distraction, but you spent 2 hours watching it. Please stop telling me it's a distraction, and you spend 2 hours out of your busy day to watch it. If it was such a distraction, you would not spend all year long telling everybody it is a distraction. Family, don't fall for that. These people, they will go all year long telling you that. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for it. It's bullshit.
Right.
Okay.
And in order to stick to your values, family, you have to have some. So this would be the perfect time to evaluate your value system, because you're going to need that to be intact to know what you're not willing to do. You feel me? And what you're willing to do. So, you know, there's a lot to be said about what it is this particular film is representing. But even to the Christians, you feel me? Like I said, there's still a message in it for you. There's still a lesson in it for you. You know what I'm saying? There's still an awakening that should take place.
Blue, what the hell? Hey, I'm sorry, Blue. What the hell was so holy about a cow? Let me say this for, because people keep it. Why was she in the cow print and the horns, and you hear about the head, Hathar? What was so holy about the cow in ancient times, Blue Pill? What did the cow represent?
The cow represented fertility, right?
Okay.
Heru in particular is a fertility goddess.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yes, the cow represented abundance. It represented fertility. At one point, the cow was currency. You know, you saw a lot of ancient motifs that represented currency in this particular, and this is from the people who our generation or the public or the critics would say they're the most materialistic people. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, they also brought it full circle and showed you, you know, in real time, like there are other currencies. You know, the cow is currency. Your family is your wealth at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Those children, you know, your legacy is your children. You know, the things that you pass on to them, that's just incidentals. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's about the whole aspect of family. And, you know, the cow represented fertility, and as trading, it represented wealth, because however many cattle heads that you had, you know what I'm saying, determined what sort of bank you was about to get, what your bag was going to look like, you know. But it also, you know, it gives milk, you know what I'm saying? And it, shit, I don't think they was making hamburgers back then, but if they knew about the size, if they knew about the slap that you could do, I'm sure that they'll be stretching the value of that cow.
Yo, Bashara Wilson just dropped something heavy. He said, shout out to that brother. I ain't talked to you in years. Dr. Bashara Wilson. The brother said,
shout out Bashara.
Yeah, the brother said the magic mushrooms that give you sight beyond sight also sprout from cat's dung. Woo!
Yes, from the dung, from the manure. On that, let me take a sip.
Thank you, brother Bashar Wilson. Thank you, my brother.
Let me say a minute of that. Let me sip this tea.
Yo, Cam owe me something, man. Where the hell is Cam at? He owe me some golden teachers. The shrooms, man.
Shout out to Cam. Shout out to
Cam.
Hey, thank you. All right, so let's talk about this real quick, because I've been talking about Virgo for a minute, and I was speaking about the Virgin in particular and the importance. I said, look, it don't matter not if you, because the whole campaign with Jesus is black, yo, we need to give the people some imagery that shows them Jesus is black. I said, that's cute. But if you're trying to, or if you're looking to make an effect on people's consciousness globally, you have to address the fact that Virgin Mary is more respected and bigger than Jesus in certain places. Feel me?
Facts.
That's a motif that needs to be replaced, and it doesn't have any competition other than what you keep telling me that the popes and them be praying to. I'm like, it's 2020, my nigga. You can't cook up a depiction of what Black Madonna would look like, or Madonna, because I can't even say that name without it inciting a vision of that Italian bro from Brooklyn. You understand? So she already co-opted that station. So it's like, could we not have a divine archetype that competes in that space? Because we should be able to close our eyes and see what our set looks like, or see what, Virgin Mary looks like, even in the mythos. Compete for the mythos, my nigga. Beyonce is seen painted as the Madonna, marrying Christianity quite a few times in the film, setting up Beyonce as the mother, whether that's Mother Africa or mothering spirit joined by the spirit god, the man in blue. She is motherly to the young boy Simba as well as her own children. As well as the film being a re-imaging of the Lion King, it's quite apparent that it also uses religious imagery to tell another story. Beyonce's children appear throughout, and the Madonna is the mother of Christ. There's also the Black Madonna imagery. Beyonce wears black throughout, starkly contrasting to white. There's the obvious imagery reasoning here, but the monochromatic style harks back to the 70s and 80s. Her outfits a la Grace Jones. Beyonce also wears a hooded blue outfit as she embraces Blue Ivy. Mary is known for wearing blue, another nod to motherhood. So, she kind of, what I'm saying, like, she cleaned up at least in imagery. And people are like, oh, that's just symbolism alone. That don't work. She got to actually tell the people what she means. And I'm like, no, she don't. You feel me? Yeah, like symbolism works the way the symbolism works. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you create reality, through the subconscious. You program the subconscious through symbols. So I'm like, she ain't got to tell that. Let her do what she doing. You feel me? Like, you tell it. You reimagine it. You drop the gems and the bombs and tie the loose ends up. You feel me? Like, is that not enough? The visuals within themselves, that's not enough. Like, a person just can't do that. So this is another aspect of what I was speaking about when I'm speaking about cosmic symbolism and how the cosmos speaks through symbols, right? I spoke about this on the last program, but now I have a visual. Can you see this, Rich? Rich. All right. This image, y'all, as I was speaking about last week when I said that the conjunction on December 21st deals with the alignment between Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius, right? On the death of the sun on the 21st, this is what took place on July 25th, on the night of the 24th, leading into the morning of July 25th, when we were about to do the DMT lecture, right? And NASA comes up with an image of a black cube, okay? They say about 25 times the size of the Earth coming out of the sun. You understand? So in symbolism or cosmic planetary symbolism, I would say, okay, well, that is Saturn, black cube, Jupiter, large, humongous, coming out of the sun, right? Almost mimicking the alignment that is going to take place on December 21st, 2020. And this happens on the day out of time, which is July 25th. You know what I'm saying? So even the cosmos speaks through symbolism, right? It don't put billboards up about what's coming. You see it through alignments and you make the assessment based on the fact that, you know what's about to come. but it also expresses itself. All right. And here goes the information on the dam. Right? Dam, another word which equals 44. The world's largest dam is in danger of collapse amid historic floods, 400 million people at risk. So all of these, you know, biblical proportion size occurrences and instances and everything else is going on, aligning itself perfectly with what scripture says. And who's gonna be the benefactor of these particular times and what these times produce? No one is willing to observe it and own it for what it is, but they just want to fractionalize it and say, oh, we them people, but this is not your story. Oh, we them people, oh, but you can't embrace the mythos. You feel me? Even if the mythos is playing out, you can't even identify it. How the fuck is you them people? Anyway, alien cube ship 10 times bigger than Earth captured by NASA Soho. Okay. Now, these are the Dogon masks that we saw pop up in the video. All right. Okay, let's read what this is about. One of the most popular types of masks in the Sangha region is the type known as Kanaga. Like other Dogon masks, Kanaga masks are worn at rituals called Dhamma, whose goal is to transport the souls of deceased family members away from the village and to enhance the prestige of the deceased and his descendants by magnificent mass performances and generous displays of hospitality. Okay. Here goes the debutante scene in the movie. You know, once again, maybe reintroducing a concept that has been lost to the majority of our people, the women in particular, right? Because I believe like men had rites of passage, ceremonies and rituals and things of that nature. Does the debutante ball serve as a rites of passage for women? Mm-hmm. The debutante balls.
Yeah, it's kind of like, showing a woman how to be.
Yeah, this is where women get their, rites of passage and orientation on womanhood and proper etiquette, exactly. Certain etiquette training, certain beauty standards and things of that nature. You feel me? This is where the jewels get handed down. This is where the keys get passed. So, these particular demonstrations, at least if they can spark a conversation, they're very important because our young women with this training and just a little bit of orientation dealing with the information to them that gives them a backboard or a backdrop into their divineness, right? This place will look a lot different. I'll just leave it at that. Right? These were some powerful images that we saw coming from this particular visual album. And I was very impressed by Pharrell's song. You know what I'm saying? It really slapped. You remember how I go, baby? Pharrell song. That much of a time. Cool, how was that? Oh, let me drink all your water. Yeah, that was I liked it that. It was going in on that one. Right? And a lot of this that we're seeing is classical reimagining of famous African artists whose names I don't know all of them right now. And I wish I had it listed so I could give them their credit, but they will be acclaimed as time goes by and more people adapt and speak about and curate this experience, which is Black is King. It's going to bring light to these artists who have bodies of work and, who have more of an ability to give historical context behind not only their art, but who they are and where they're from. So once again, this bridges cultures, which is a beautiful thing. You know, once again, display of some very beautiful colors and some very beautiful scenery and cinematography. I want to say shout out to Blitz the Ambassador. That's also a friend of mine who I know was tapped for his artistic direction in this project. He may have shot a lot of what it is that we're looking at, because he has a film that he came out with that was critically acclaimed and it was beautifully shot and it was his life's work. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that she caught wind of that and saw the visuals and how he put his story together, and she tapped him, you know, to work on bringing this to life. So shout out to him. This is a lot of his genius, and he definitely is somebody that's from the quote unquote community. You know what I'm saying? So we can see the fingerprints of it all throughout it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, yeah, I ain't gonna overdo it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't gonna overdo it. Like, you know.
I hear you, my brother. I hear you.
You feel me? Like,
yeah, I was just.
Yeah, I mean, but it harkens back to that thing that is, once again, of paramount importance that we discuss, because until we talk about that, we can't talk about this. And that is the fact that people are entrapped and enraptured and encapsulated with celebrity worship. And I'm like, my niggas, I'm here to free you up and tell you that you could fuck with the message and not have to buy in all the way to the messenger per se. And that's a trick bag, because it's easier said than done. You feel me? But I'm like, look, you know, there's ways that you can get from the story what the story is offering to you, right? Without being so judgmental. Because judgment, period, is where you're gonna lock yourself into. You know what I'm saying? Even going through this whole Kundalini workshop, you know, a lot of the reasons that people is locked into whatever aspect that they're locked into is because of judgment. And the weight of that shit, it's not yours to determine. Your opinion doesn't necessarily really register on the scale of things, right? As it pertains to what this project ultimately is going to do or not do, right? So by people getting into judgment, I don't like that bitch because of, or she don't wear enough clothes, or she's misappropriating culture, or this or that. Yo, she's Illuminati. She's into Satan worship.
I would have to be a fool not to show my son Black as King, bro. I would have to be an egotistical maniac to say, I'm not showing him that because I don't like Beyonce. Bro, right. We've never seen nothing like this visually.
Yo, my only objection is it wasn't darker. That's my only objection. You know what I'm saying? That's my only objection. I'm like, damn, this shit should have been darker. You feel me? And yo, she did take a break in the middle of the shit to do her own video. Like, she slipped that one in there. That was beating her chest and telling the rest of the world to kiss her ass. That Boss Forever. Yeah. Woo Forever. Yeah, that was the super stunt.
I wanna
He's like, stay in your struggle. I didn't know that this cruddy niggas was gonna throw. Yeah, she Virgo'd up on y'all with that one.
Yeah, I want to get into some a little bit of advanced metaphysics right now, real quick.
Yes.
Give me a second. Let me pull this up. since we're talking about Beyonce, spirituality, sacred geometry, we could tie all this together right now. Let me share this. Damn, well, I just had it, family. I'm still getting used to this. Hold on, family. Now, her name is Queen B. Whether you want to call it Queen Bitch, or some people say I'm the Queen Bitch, or some people say Queen B as in the beehive. She has a
Right.
beehive. That's her crew, the beehive or whatever. So let me read
Right.
you now this gentleman right here.
And the Nesubiti is the king. Yeah.
This gentleman right here, I follow on Instagram. If you are into sacred geometry, if you're into teachers on the divine light or how music and light is one and the same, music is light you cannot see, light is music you cannot hear. This brother right here is somebody you should follow. Let me ask you quote this what he posted right here.
Yeah.
It says there's one masterpiece, the hexagonal cell. Now we're talking about sacred geometry. The bees,
Yes.
the hexagon. There's one masterpiece, the hexagonal cell, that touches perfection. No living creature, not even human, has achieved in the center of one sphere what the bee has achieved on her own. And if intelligence from another world were to descend and acts of the earth in the most perfect creation, I would offer the honeycomb of honey. And this was said by Maurice Maeterlinck, and this is The Life of the Bee, 1924. Now, it's just interesting. We're talking about sacred geometry, talking about the law of 44. We're talking about Queen Bee. We're talking about the beehive. Talk to me about this, Blue Pill. What you think about what I just read you?
Well, like I said, you know, she is Queen Bee, right? Dealing with the beehive. The bee is the Nesubiti, but it's also the queen. She's born on September 4th. It's the same day that Los Angeles was incorporated. Los Angeles is called the Queen of Angels, right? Black is king. When we talk about Saturn, the cube or the poles of Saturn are hexagonal. You know what I'm saying? The cube itself is a hexagon. 44 is the cube. It's the 8 points on the 6-sided cube. So M44 is the beehive cluster. You know what I'm talking about? So she's all the way cheated up and beat up. You dig what I'm saying? She is the one, the queen who makes the king. She is she's the beekeeper. But she's the queen bee. You feel me?
Facts.
And the queen makes the king, but the queen is the most important piece on the chessboard, right? Watch the throne. Who's the throne but all set? Who's the throne but the Virgo? Who's the Virgo but Beyonce? Come on now.
Your family, like I said, real quick, like I said on the live.
So yeah, they said, hold on. And then they got an article out that says the bee is the most important animal on the planet. Insect, animal, whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
They said the bee is the most important.
Mm-hmm.
And it's alien, like you said, or like the article said, that the exactitude of that design is extraterrestrial.
Yes,
the
sir.
hexagonal aspect of it, right? This planet is a cube. I don't care what the flat earthers say. It's a cube. So, you know, all of that is right and exact. And like I said, she bodied the mythos because she embodies the mythos. Like it or love her, right? Or hate her. It matters not. You're seeing it play itself out. You feel me? The mythos, the story, yeah, must go on. Where are you at in the story? Where are you at in the story? You should be able to answer that. Your attention and focus should be going into, you know, procuring the answer for that, my niggas. At the end of the day. Yeah, right? Yeah. So with that, because my shit is on 1%, I want to say peace, love, and light. If it do cut off, please sign up to the Kundalini workshop so we can give you the tools necessary to get you out of this box. All right?
Let me put this on the screen.
Yeah,
all right, family, y'all see it on the screen right
now.
now.
It's still counting down for some reason.
7-day Kundalini virtual workshop. Blue pills join about the cutoff. I'm gonna stay on the live with y'all for about 5 more minutes just to answer questions about the Kundalini workshop. If anybody got questions, but Blue, man,
I'll tap back in through my phone because that's on my iPad. I plugged this shit in and the power thing is still going down.
Well, I tell you what, Blue, do that. Set that up now. Let's spend about 15 minutes. We're only answering questions about the Kundalini workshop. Let Blue set up his iPhone instead of his iPad. Get that together, and let's answer a few questions before we get out of here.
All
right. So Blue will be right back, family. Put this back. Yeah, Blue will be right back, family. He's gonna set up his phone. His iPad is about to die. But listen, man, we got the Kundalini workshop coming up. Let me put this back on the screen. We got the Kundalini workshop coming up September 11th. This is all inner work that we're talking about. Like everything, like I literally every night I spend at least an hour tapping into the inner world, whether it be me taking a walk outside or whatever it is I do. But you have to tap in to your inner world because the outer world is nothing but a reflection and a mirror of that inner world. So you can't affect matter with matter. You have to affect matter with spirit because spirit becomes matter. So we're going to, Dr. Phil Valentine used to call it the causal realm and the effectual realm. We're going to the causal realm, and the causal realm is the spirit realm, is the quantum realm, is the dark realm, the dark place, dark matter. I mean, this is the place where it's pitch black. It's so pitch black that you start to see light. I forgot, damn, I just read something. Sometimes you could be in somewhere so dark, so black that you start to see light. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about this inner place that we're going to tap into, that this is the only place that true change is going to come from, that quantum realm. So we got some amazing teachers on deck. Dr. Phil Valentine, Brother Panic, Billy Carson. We got Blue Pill doing a live chakra meditation. I'm even going to talk to the sister, like I said, the sister that's in the chat, a Shara Goddess. I'm gonna talk to her about see if she could contribute something as well. I'm gonna get a lot of people to contribute to this or whatever. But yeah, this is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be amazing, family. So we're gonna spend until Blue Pill's getting ready to come back, but we're gonna spend some time answering questions. Does anybody have questions dealing with this workshop that we are? And shout out to Renee Gibson for just signing up. The sister just signed up for the workshop. Anybody got any questions for this workshop that me and Blue Pill about to put together? Any questions? Let me know. Dark room meditation with Montauk Chi. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, Montauk Chi. I used to read his books years ago. So yeah. Beyonce channels her energy from a melanin recessive woman. I don't know. Neither one of us are in there while she's meditating. So we could only assume. You know what I'm saying? I know the visuals wasn't melanin recessive. The visuals was astounding, was amazing. If we're comparing it to what we have gotten over the last 30 years in the world, we're not getting images like that on the big screen. And that type of quality. So I don't know. I'm not in Beyonce's bedroom, so I don't know who she, channels energy from. We're just assuming. Yeah. So what y'all talking about? What y'all talking about in the chat? Live stream. If you're talking about the Kundalini workshop, it's going to be live for 7 days from September 11th to September 17th, if that's what you're talking about. Yeah. Everybody who signs up, you're gonna have the replays permanently. You're gonna have the videos from the master teachers. You're gonna get that before the workshop, but the actual workshop with Blue Pill and a couple of other individuals, that you will get that in the email. Everybody's gonna get that. So you're gonna have this forever. You're definitely gonna have this forever. On this meditation workshop, are you using frequency generation to run? We're thinking about tuning forks. We're thinking about tuning forks. We're gonna use we're using binaural. We're using tuning forks, binaural music. We're using a couple of things. Yeah, so we're using a couple of things because ultimately the goal is to take you from the beta brainwave state to the theta state. Some, Joe Dispenza does that with the kaleidoscope. He uses the kaleidoscope. So I don't know. We're using a lot of things, and we'll have it perfected by in a couple of weeks. But we're gonna definitely use a lot of techniques to get you to go into that that theta brainwave state. Definitely. Is the workshop going to discuss group magic spells? Yes, of course. Maxwell Unplug XA. Yes. Rich, I need to touch base with KTC Monsters. Need it? Touch base with him. Go ahead. Don't tell me. He got a website. He got a YouTube channel. He got all that. Touch base with the brother. She channeled or reached her energy. Yes. MFers be so worried about shit that don't matter. I hear you. It's all about perspective. Yes, it is. I'm going to sign up now. I hope you do sign up now. Our ancestors live inside out. DNA, cellular memory, DNA memory. Definitely. Yes. A share of star goddess. Yes. Singing bowls. Yeah, singing bowls are great too. Definitely. Definitely. Singing bowls are great. Yeah. Brothers have instruction. Belle of Disney has that big. All right, so we ain't got too many questions. Yeah, like I said, speaking of keep dropping that good music, I have a affirmation track that I'm gonna premiere on Thursday. Since I have there's 1,300 people here, I want to tell you something. When I premiere this track, it's brain entrainment. This is just a glimpse of what you're gonna get for the Kundalini meditation. If you resonate with this song I'm gonna premiere on Thursday, it's co-written, co-produced, and it's performed by me. It's an affirmation track. It's meant to tap into your subconscious mind. If it resonates with you, all I ask is that you sign up for this Kundalini workshop. That's what I want to tell you. If this is one of the greatest affirmation tracks of all time. And you're not supposed to say that because you're supposed to be scared of criticism, and people could criticize me and say, Rich, you bullshit, this shit is trash. So I'm not supposed to say that out loud, and I'm supposed to keep that to myself. But no, I'm gonna say how I feel. That's how I feel. So I'm gonna premiere on Thursday, and all I ask the family, if this resonates with you, it's time you sign up for this Kundalini workshop, because this affirmation track I'm gonna premiere to the people is absolutely amazing. I was listening to it in my sleep for the past 2 days, and today I'm like high on life. I feel absolutely amazing, and it's just a difference. It's just a difference in my overall well-being. And I know how effective music is, and we got to change the frequency of music. It's about that time. We in quarantine, they still making ratchet music. Somebody has to step up and say, you know what? We got to change this shit. It's time that we change the frequency of music. Music is everything. It's the most important. It's what creation is music. Your cells are dancing right now inside of you. They're making a rhythm. They're making a melody. They're making a harmony. There's no getting around music. This is why musicians hold so much power over society, because they're able to tap into areas that the average person can't with the dead language that we're using. So yeah, man. I recorded my music. Somebody said, Rich, are you recording your music according to the solfeggio frequencies? My music is in 432 hertz. When I mix and master it, it's in 432 hertz, and I took it off the 444, so it got changed. So it's in the 432 hertz. So yeah, it's hitting them chakras. It's hitting them chakras. One thing we gotta also understand, family, is we're adults, but we're still living out programming, subconscious programming that we received when we was 9 years old. So we're adults, but we can't get past the age of 10. That programming shit is serious, man. If TV's programming you every day and they program you your whole adolescent, why not program yourself? Why not listen to some of this affirmation, brain and training music that I'm presenting? Why not you're gonna get programmed one way or another. Either you're gonna do the programming or somebody else is gonna do it. So why not do it yourself? That's all I'm saying. Why not do it yourself? So yeah. Matthew Gibson said 432 is a lie. Okay, that's your opinion. You don't have to write it 1,000 times. That's great. That's your opinion, my brother. I appreciate your opinion. Without Cambada LSD is fire. Yeah, it's fire. I produce 24 hours on it. I produced the song 24 hours. So yeah, you would definitely listen to Cambada's LSD album. 24 hours is fire. It's definitely fire. Yeah, Lux and Bada. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, family. The Cambada Loaded Lux project is still coming. It's still coming. It's coming in October, 10/10/20. We're gonna have announcements on that. I think the first week of September, we're gonna have some major announcements on that. So stay tuned for that. Is the time actually 11 p.m. 9/11? Whatever day is 9/11, I think it's a Saturday. So it's 11 p.m. Eastern time on 9/11. I mean, just look at the calendar. It's 9/11 at 11:11 Eastern time. That's when the actual meditation starts. But everybody who signs up, you'll get sent the videos. Probably a week before then, certain videos so you can get instructional videos. Because I need everybody to be totally tapped in when we do the actual live meditation. So yeah, it's going to be a process. It's going to be 7 days live meditation. So I definitely look forward to it. How do I tap into that, DD? Or you talking to somebody else? When can we get a lecture in Savannah, Georgia? I don't know. I'm not coming out there, so I don't know. You will have to talk to Blue Pill, Red Pill, or somebody else, but I have no plans on coming out there anytime soon. Thanks for posting the Holy Ghost albums on your gram. I appreciate it. Will there be any divine feminine master teachers, or is this for men only? No, it's not for men only. There's definitely going to be, actually, I just contacted a sister yesterday. I'm supposed to have her on the show, and you'd be surprised how many women, I'm going to tell you this. You'd be surprised how many women I reach out to that are scared. And this is just facts. I don't give a fuck who get offended. How many women are scared to be on YouTube? YouTube is like the gladiator arena where they will tear you up. It takes a lot of courage to be on YouTube because people say the meanest, most vile shit in the world on YouTube. And maybe not on your channel if you got a small audience, but when you come to like a channel with over 100,000 subscribers, you may hear anything in the chat room. And that gets to people. And I think that gets to women more than men. But over the sister Ayana, I've never met Ayana's one of the baddest sisters I ever met in my whole life. If anybody remember the sister from my channel, I reached out to her about 3 times within the last year. Never got a response. I would love to have Ayana back on. Ayana is absolutely amazing. But sisters, they disappeared from the channel. I remember there was a sister with me and Blue. I think they said something. I don't even want to say what they said about the sister that I think she got offended by. But we just stopped hearing from her. But what was the sister's name? It was a dark-skinned sister. I don't know if y'all a true listener, y'all will remember who that was. But it was me and Blue Pill and the sister at the National Black Theater. I don't remember the sister's name. But yeah, Ayana, man, I reached out to her. I would love to have Ayana. I told Ayana, I said, yo, I want to have you on as a regular guest. She's like, nah, they don't want to hear me that much. I'm like, yes, they do. So Conjure Queen is cool. I don't think she's in New York no more. I would have to do a live stream on, but she's cool. She's cool. But they be trolling hard. Yeah, they be trolling hard. So I don't want y'all to think I'm not reaching out to certain sisters, but the ones I want to reach out to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just getting a sister up here because she's a sister, it's whatever. I get who I want to get up on here. That's my platform. Like I said, I'm gonna get a Shara Star Goddess. I'm very interested in having that sister on here. So I think that might be the next Sister Queen, Goddess you'll see up on the platform. I've been watching her channel, you know, off and on for a couple of months now. And I definitely want to have that sister on here. But Khadijah is supposed to be helping out also with the 7-day Kundalini Virtue Workshop. So I reached out to Khadijah. Check it out. I reached out to Khadijah and Panic's wife, and I think the beginning of July, but she was booked. She doing her thing with the Akashic reading. She was booked till August, she said. So couldn't get her on there. But it seems like when I reach out to sisters I want to reach out to, she don't come up. So hopefully Khadijah's she opens up in August, and I'm able to get her on here in August. But yeah, if anybody finds Ayana, let her know. I want her back on here, man. Because Ayana, she was serious, yo. Yeah, she was like a young Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. Like straight up, no exaggeration. Like sis she was on it. She was on it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what'd you say? We are ready for a show? She can handle it? Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, she got her own channel. Yeah, you can tell. You can tell. I used to love, before the fallout, I used to love when when I had Griffith Zaza on here. Griffith Zaza, that was a powerful duo before they they went their separate ways. That was a powerful duo. Right now, I'm gonna tell you right now, the queen of media to me is Vicky Dillard. Yo, Vicky is the queen of this shit. She studied media. She know how to talk. She know how to analyze. She's spiritual. She deal with politics. She dibble and dabble in all of it. Yo, Vicky Dillard, she the queen of this shit right now. Shout out to Ayana. No, I don't think that's that Ayana. Hold on, let me see. That ain't that Ayana. I don't see her. She would have said so. Yeah, but Vicky Dillard. Yeah, shout out to Vicky Dillard. She the Oh, that is a Ayana said. I don't. She might be pump faking. I don't know if that's the Ayana I'm talking about. Where should I reach out to you? My email, Richard Merritt at Yahoo. I even tell Red Pill to holler at Ayana. I don't know if he did though. Now Vicky Sharp. Vicky Sharp. Michi X. I haven't heard too much about Michi. I listened to her a couple of times, and woo, sister is explosive. I mean, her mouth was woo. It was a curse word every 5 minutes. I said, God damn, sister's explosive. Shout out to Michi X. I don't know why her and Vicky's beefing. You know, sometimes you never wonder why people beef with each other. I don't know why they beefing or why she got a problem with Vicky. I don't know. It's none of my business to get into personally. But yeah, Michi, she's powerful also. I never reached out to her. I only heard her a couple times. But yeah, shout out to that sister. She do what she do. Everybody do what they do in their own way. You know what I'm saying? Nigga said Michi. They said Michi, hell no. Oh man. What else y'all talking about? Reach, you keep talking, your wifey gonna give you the knife. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying that disrespectful. I'm talking about having queens on the platform. Y'all bugging out. Oh, Goddess Ayana said, this is me. Hold on. Ayana, hold on. Let me. Yeah, you been in. Ayana, why you ain't call me back when I reached out to you then? Yeah, email me, because I don't. Yeah, email me, Ayana. Email me. I got your number right here, matter of fact. 732 area code. And yeah, I reached out to you February 6th. I got it right here. I'm looking at the text thread. And I never got a response. So yeah, I reached out to you February 6th. I never got a response. That's the last time I reached out to you, Ayana. Oh, new number? Oh, Ayana's new number. Okay. All right, well, email me and email me and I'll reach out to you. How much for the Kundalini workshop is $244. $244 for those who are interested. $244. Oh no, that's not it. Okay, all right. Well, email me, Ayana. Email me. Yeah, email me. All right. Remember I had Sister Myra on the show back in the days? I don't know what happened. Sister Myra, I don't have her number no more. She gave me a reading in 2005 that was off the chain. Shout out to that sister, Sister Ayana. Yeah, we're gonna have fun for the fast coming up with KT. August 24th. That fast is starting. You know what I'm saying? What else y'all talking about? Oh, Ayana. I don't know. Does Ayana have a channel? I don't think she got a channel. What's the African word for chakra? I don't know. I always hear people say it. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know. You have to, you probably know. I don't know if you know when you're just asking to ask, but then you want to sound smart and say it. But if you know it, say it. But I don't know. How can we tap in with you at DD? Who's DD? I don't know who's DD. Whoever DD in the chat room. Blue ain't never get back on here, so I don't know what's up with Blue. Blue might be done for the day. Yeah, Blue never came back, right? Yeah, Blue might be done for the day. Hey, Brother Rich, put in for the money book, no rush, but how long does it take? You should have received it by now, Barry B. I don't know why you haven't gotten it. If you left your email, you should have gotten it by now. I send them out through WeTransfer. So just look out for WeTransfer. But if you do not have the money book and you ordered it, contact me. Let me know. Send me the receipt and I'll send it right out. I'm gonna send out the next batch out late tonight after the show. Can you interview Umar Johnson? Umar Johnson doesn't want to interview with me, I don't think. I reached out to him several times throughout the past 5-6 years. Once again, he had a falling out with the brother Sarnetta. And for whatever reason, when people fall out with Sarnetta, it trickles down to everybody else in New York. And the brother don't want to interview with me, I guess. One time I reached out to the brother, and then when I told the brother I'm Brother Rich, the brother stopped responding on the text thread. So I don't know. I have no problem with the brother. Donated. I shared the link for his school before. But yeah, I don't think the brother wants to interview with me. So I'm going to leave that alone. When is AA Rashid coming on? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What else? What is this all about? My first time hearing about whatever you are talking. You got a lot of research to do. Yeah, 200 and some change. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A 7-day workshop. Yeah, 200 and some change. I mean, it is what it is at this point. There's Blue Pill right here. Blue, what's good? Oh, Blue just hung. Yeah. This is not something. Can you interview Stream Master Gano? Yeah, I got to get Gano back on here. When is the fast taking place? It starts August 24th. Can you contact the elder sister Gail Armstead? Yeah, I might try to do that. Did you get your branch? But no, I didn't get my branch. Thanks for asking. I'm gonna go back out because I didn't want to rush it and I had to come back inside. But in the nighttime energy is better because nobody's in the park and the branch I'll be able to resonate with it. But yeah, I'm glad you asked. Thanks for asking. That's such a thoughtful question. Did I get my branch? That's such a thoughtful question. Blue, what's good, bro?
Yeah, I'm in the chat.
Oh, okay, my fault. All right. Blue say he in here. I don't see him. Okay, there you go, Blue. All right, Blue back, family. Blue back. Wait for Blue to pop up. He returned from the cosmos. He in the room now. He ain't in the cosmos no more.
And in the cosmos, yeah.
That's the cosmos.
I had to come down.
Yeah, Blue, I was just talking to them about the Kundalini workshop. They was asking a couple other questions, and I'm just telling them how beneficial it's going to be. One thing we talk about, Blue, that's just, I mean, I'm so important, Blue, that I want you to expound on is the fact that say I'm 35 or you're 49 or whatever age you are, I'm still emotional.
Whoa, bro. No, we're not gonna do that, nigga. I'm 44.
No, I'm not saying you're 49, brother. Blue, you great. Blue, like, hold up. Blue, hold up. No, Blue, whatever age we are, a lot of us are still emotionally 9 years old, 8 years old.
Yeah.
Whatever age that trauma happened at, we're still stuck at in that age, Blue.
Right.
And it's because we haven't moved our energy up from that chakra yet, Blue. So this is extremely important. But could you expound on that?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the head. Trauma that's encapsulated at such a young age because your learning age, your programming for your subconscious mind is from the age of 0 to 7. So especially incidents that happen during those time periods, they become crystallized in your consciousness and locked in, and that's the program that you operate from subconsciously for the rest of your life. And your subconscious renderings or your operations are 95% of your life. Only 5% of it is quote unquote conscious. So until you deal with that initial disruption in your system, your endocrine system, where fear is located, you got to find out where the fear is localized. And you got to break through that. You got to break that crystal up and move that energy from that pocket of where it's trapped in, those lower 3 chakras. So that's the key to it all, And again, it personifies itself in the hero's journey, It's almost like what you talk about with the monster, It's like, like freezing up and then being stuck in that place forever. Frozen like Han Solo on Star Wars or something.
Right.
And everything that you emanate is from that point, Hence the fact that, again, we spoke about the importance of 9/11 being the day that we're going to inaugurate the 7-day Kundalini workshop, because even the act of 9/11, like today, when people saw Beirut and they saw that explosion, right, in the mushroom clouds, that's something that the world experienced globally. The first thing that you felt was for the people, because that there's losses of lives, and you almost felt it. You feel me? It's the same thing that people experience anytime that 9/11 comes around or is mentioned. We all have a collective cracking of the cosmic egg experience that has oozed this cytoplasm that deals with fear, right? A lot of people were put into shock and awe when they saw 9/11. Feel me? Only a percentage of us, very, very small percentage of us, were able to non-emotionally stare through those pillars. You feel me?
Right.
It probably represents the smallest percentage on the planet. I've told my story on numerous occasions of why I was prepared for what I saw on the morning of September 11th, because the night of September 10th, after coming to court, right, and taking the head of a dragon, I'm reading David Icke, one of his books that he details the next bombing of the World Trade Center. And he said they're gonna blame it on a man named Osama bin Laden. So I was on a, you know what I'm saying? When I seen the tower come, or when the tower get hit first, I was on a different time altogether. Because now I went into journalist mode. And I remember with Phil and them would tell us, they said, look, compile the first 2 weeks, right? Catalog. Don't jump to any conclusions. You feel me? Grab as much source information and material as you can, because the story's gonna start changing
in an hour or two. And lo and behold, started out reporting that they heard bombs going off, and that they seen this, and then they seen that. And then they did the quickest they turned it around and did the vanishing trick and got the official narrative put out there and told people to their face that a plane exploded and hit the World Trade Center, but somebody's ID, somebody's plastic ID went undamaged and was found on the floor of the debris of the World Trade Center, right? And people believe that shit, you feel me? So the fix been in, like, niggas, you got a lot of nerve to be tight at Beyonce. You've been living in the mythos, a very bad one, for a very long time. This shit is like Truman Show. The lights done fell out the sky, right? The green screen done fell off the wall. You see the you see the lead wall with the lead paint. You see the graffiti on the wall. The shit is sloppy, right? Nobody could keep up with the same story. And you still going for it. You still sitting still, waiting to see if it's going to shift and turn another way. Because you want to believe. You have to. You are an adherent to the biggest religion on the planet, called Americanism. Feel me? And the dollar is your God. So, who wants to see that fall? Only a small, minute percentage that hopefully, have a vision of their mind of what the alternative system might look like. But then you have people that specifically are saying, okay, we're about to reset, so we got to do away with the dollar anyway. So people, have to really get aligned, with the ability to be able to not only listen to their own mind, but find peace in the midst of chaos, because things are going to get crazy in these Jason months coming up. You feel me?
Give me a couple of questions.
And I mean, and this is just reading. Yeah, this is just reading the cosmos like an open book. You feel me? It's just reading the cosmos like an open book. And this is what the energy says. And we don't see anything different moving any other way. Now we can be, totally optimistic, unapologetically optimistic, but this is where you create your cosmic arc at, right? This is where you create your cosmic arc that you're gonna always be able to what? Moves peacefully up them 7 seas. And those 7 seas is those 7 chakras. So the chakra Kundalini workshop is definitely where you need to be. September 11th, between the pillars.
Give me a couple of questions, family. We got about 15 more minutes. Give me some questions for Blue Pill concerning the Kundalini workshop, family. If anybody got any questions, the brother's here right now. Give me and the brother Blue Pill any questions you may have. Like I said, this is going to be absolutely, man, I can't wait. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait to get off the show.
Shout out to the sister Ayana.
Yeah, man. I just got the email. It's funny that she was in the chat. I just got the email from her. I'm talking about her. She right there. But the sister said she had changed her number.
I say what happened.
You remember her, right, Blue? You remember her, right?
Of course. Yeah, she was highly heralded and in high demand. People wanted more of her. They wanted to hear her. They wanted to see her. Everywhere that I would walk in the streets of New York, people was talking about her in the most positive way. You know what I'm saying? And they really appreciated the return to that style of teaching, like you said, in the vein of the grandmother, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. So yeah, it's it's one of them nights, they say,
Indeed. All right, let's see what question. Blue, they want to know, what does Kundalini mean?
Kundalini, in Sanskrit, it means the wheel. We want to strip it down and give it a biological definition, family. We're talking about the endocrine system.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about the different energy nodes, right, that are in this particular system, and how to move energy up that particular, what we can metaphorically say is a ladder. You feel me?
Mm.
Until you reach the biological level of enlightenment, which is the releasing of an extra amount of oxygen to this part of the brain that amplifies the brain and gives you a level of enlightenment. Increased oxygen to the brain will give you enlightenment. So there's a process and a procedure about how you go about doing that. And they once again have put a mythology around a biological, event that takes place in the body, like they have with every other biological activity in the body. All of them have mythos attached to it. Yeah. And we are enraptured and encased in these mythos without actually embracing the science of what these mythos are coded around. You feel me?
Yeah.
Are encased around. We need to strip away the casing and get to the wiring. The wiring is the work, family.
That's fact.
So, I could tell you about copper. We twist the shit up, and this is a super semiconductor. So, it go like this and the energy go like that. But, wouldn't you want to know how to twist the inner wiring of yourself to amplify the superconductivity of your own vessel?
Facts.
So you can magnify thoughts into reality like that. You feel me? And you can start navigating and mooring your ship. So I do also want to say this with all due respect to the people who have been critical of Black is King. I have heard some arguments, and some of them, because we didn't really even get an opportunity to talk about the Moorish flag in that scene. I didn't touch on that as of yet. And because a lot of this film was orientated to talk about identity and the fact that you don't know who you are, it does go beyond the Black conversation. And every conversation is inclusive in this narrative. And the Moorish one has to take center stage because there's a conversation of nativity that has to take place. And that, again, goes back to a biblical conversation. It all goes back to birthright, which goes back to a biblical conversation, like I said, that our people were actively having 2 weeks or a week ago with Nick Cannon, right? This is what they publicly proclaim, that these people, that they are attached to a birthright that has been stolen by people. And you can find the scripture in the book of Revelation, and it says the synagogue, right? They told you all of that. I heard it just like you heard it. So all of those things come with strict mandates, and they come with being able to measure time to find out if you them people, where you at in the book right now? Where you at in this narrative? You know what I'm saying? And what is the things that are said that you need to be in line with to be the receiver of the benefaction that comes from being them people? But there's so many conversations that are taking place. The even in the Hebraic aspect, they're saying that that's a narrative about the Hamite people or the Kimite people, and we not them, we the Shemite people, right? They having that narrative. And then the Moors is like, this whole thing is about cosmic nativity, how you mourn. It's not just a physical terrestrial appellation, but you're tying yourself to your cosmic boat as well. So you can't overlook that, because you got to free yourself up in order to really take that journey or that trip, even through afterlife, through the cosmic field. These people is tying you down in signature and signing. In the weight of your signature, they also are tying you down earthbound to this fiction. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of souls are soul trapped here because of that. You know what I'm saying? So there are cosmic imperatives that go along with us, you know, not defending or reclaiming our nationality, our nativity, you know what I'm saying? Because again, it's not just to navigate and more through the physical plane, it also has a terrestrial cosmic imperative as well. So, and all of these conversations are on the table right now. You know, this is the pinnacle point where all of these conversations meet, where all of these families meet, because all of these different tribes and nationalities and flags that get waved in the conscious community, they all represent parts and pieces of a larger narrative that has to happen. We have to come to the table as family, no matter what we want to call ourselves. You feel me? And get some of these situations situated, because the cosmos depend on it. You know what I'm saying? How we end this story depends on it. You know?
I got a question.
And you know, like I said, different people have different pieces. Yeah.
I got a question from somebody. JMMM says, can a beginner meditator partake in this workshop on 9/11? Great question. And I say yes, but go ahead, Blue.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It will be instructional to the degree where, you know, all the way from what can be considered a quote unquote novice or somebody who's just coming into meditation. It's going to be instructional to a degree where you can also tap in and follow, as well as somebody who is already seasoned, you know what I'm saying, in the process. They also can stand to benefit from this tune-up. So
Yeah,
definitely. This is for beginners as well. This is for children as well, you know, because you can replay it for them. Yeah, but you know.
Indeed. Let's see. Don't see any more questions. I think that's it for the questions. I don't think the family got any more.
Okay.
Blue Pill. In terms of wait, hold up. Let me just make sure something real quick, Blue. Yeah, you know, I'll save that for later on. Okay. All right. Well, Blue, man, in terms of Freemasonry in the movie The Black is King, a lot of like I remember I was talking to AA, right? Blue, and Blue Pill was like, man, a lot of dudes' grandfathers was Freemasons, and you ain't know till he died. Like he kept that to himself till he passed away.
Right. That's a fact.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
Yeah. Talk to me about that, Blue, about how, you know, I don't want us to think that, you know, just because you was a Freemason, you were somehow plotting against Black people or whatever. Those brothers had a whole different, you know, narrative that they was putting out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, especially if we're talking about Prince Hall Masons, and if we're talking about our family, that's who we talking about. And they had a different, you know, agenda. They have a different history attached to them. And as AA said, they're really the only ones with an active charter. So they're only really the real ones. I would pose this question to the family as I posed to different people on several occasions. You know, I say, how can you build the pyramids or any pyramid without an advanced knowledge or gnosis of stonemasonry, right? Of measurement, you know what I'm saying? Of everything that's necessary for you to utilize the tool belt and the craft known as quote unquote masonry, where it's more operative than speculative if you're actually physically doing the work. You know what I'm saying? So who was the stonemasons in Kemet? Like, come on, you're gonna let these Johnny come latelys come and run with something that's ancient information? It's like your daddy taught the children, right? Then daddy got locked up, sent up north, and he had to put in work behind the wall, so he caught the bodies. So now he got life. And then the children go now have the opportunity to teach his grandchildren who never seen him. They refurbish all of the pictures in the crib to have you think that it was a white dude on the wall with wavy hair. You dig what I'm saying? And now they teaching the grandchildren, and the grandchildren is none the wiser that the person that they teaching about on the wall with the wavy hair is actually their daddy with the dreads, you know what I'm saying, in the mountains doing life. You feel me?
Right.
So that's the predicament that we in when it comes to these, and they all getting it wrong. You dig what I'm saying? They all getting it wrong. You know, but you know, we are the ones that have the measurements because we come with the law, which is the length and the width. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, again, all of these stories, all of these mythos was all about now. It was all about us. Feel me? So people can choose, once again, to follow a false light, or the people who are enraptured and encapsulated in false light, or following your mythos, or you can be the one to live out your mythos and live in the light of your truth, you know? And for whatever reason, people can't either see themselves in that position or muster up enough courage to make that decision themselves, to see themselves as the one. Be like, yo, I'm gonna be the hero in this hero journey. I'm not gonna get eaten by the dragon. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not gonna fall in the moat. I'm not gonna be that nigga. You feel me? But once I need to win, and I need to win big, and victory is certain, and I need to do whatever I need to do to make sure that I achieve victory, right? So, you know, that's a determination, that's willpower. All of these things that are necessary to be in that space, in that place, because everybody's not gonna make it. You feel me? If they said it's 144,000 out of 7 billion, my nigga, you're gonna need some tightening up to do. If you think that one of them is you.
Indeed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta live your life guarding like David Goggins. You ever seen his videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, no excuses. Like, you gotta go hard. Like, you got a life, my nigga. You got air in you. Like, they saying that we got a global pandemic and people is dying mysteriously and they still can't figure it out, right? But you blessed, my nigga. You still here. You survived. You made it. And there's more challenges ahead, but that's just an opportunity to prove your greatness to yourself, to look yourself in the mirror and be like, I really am everything that I thought that I am. You know what I'm saying? And more. And you able to shake all of the vestiges and the shackles of slavery off. Because I'm telling you, that period of time under that tyrannical rule is over. But they are orchestrating the opportunity for you to opt right back into it. and that's what they do. And there's going to be a strong percentage of people fall for that, right? Because it's all done with glitter and glamour. And granted, everything that we're talking about with that video dealt with glitter and glamour, right? But you can extract from it a diamond, right? If you so dare to go deep sea diving and hold your breath long enough not to judge, when you open your mouth, you judge. If you hold your breath and don't judge and deep sea dive, you could get a fucking diamond out of that. But the minute that you open your mouth to judge and talk shit and chastise, and you got an opinion of, you're gonna miss the whole point of it. You feel me? You're gonna need that for what's coming. Trust me. Let's leave it at that. Peace.
Blue, leave your contact information for the family.
At Blue+Pillar 44, goldwater.com, GOLDEWATER, Blue+Pillar 44 at Gmail. And if you still want to see the dark matter timing, you can cash app $45 to Blue+Pillar 44, PILLAR 44. That is the 5-6 hour lecture, I believe, between me and A.A. Rashid last week. That has a whole new context now that you have Black is King. Because that was the primer to it. You feel me? That was the primer. That was the whole educational piece that people are looking for. Look at dark matter timing, then go and look at Black is King. All right? Then you home, like she said. You got your comments. If you can't find yourself in the darkness, my nigga, like, I don't know what to tell you at this point. Peace, love, and light, though. In the 7-day workshop, we have nothing but gifts, all right? Let's break out of this box and ascend all the way to the top. Peace.
Peace, family.